You do not stop bombers at night. For decades, that is the rule every Air Force accepts. Darkness hides engines, swallows silhouettes, and turns the sky into an ocean with no landmarks. Pilots cannot see. Gunners cannot aim. Commanders cannot control what they cannot track. Once the sun sets, bombers fly with near impunity. Germany believes this rule with absolute confidence. By 1940, the Luftwaffe has smashed Poland, rolled through France, and driven Britain to the edge. When daylight losses over England begin to mount, German commanders do not panic. They adapt. They simply wait for night. At night they are safe. Or so they think. Because hidden behind England's hedgerows, tucked along its coasts, and buried inside quiet command rooms, Britain is breaking the rule itself. And the man who insists it can be done is a soft-spoken engineer general few Germans have ever heard of. But in 1940, one system, one idea, changes everything. You meet Hugh Dowding at 60 years old, an age when most men are expected to step aside, not reinvent warfare. He is thin, formal, and relentlessly logical. Born in Scotland, trained as an artillery officer before aviation even proves itself, Dowding believes war is not won by heroics, but by systems. He is not popular. Within the Royal Air Force, many consider him stubborn, cold, even obsolete. He refuses grandstanding. He refuses waste. And above all, he refuses the idea that Britain must fight blind at night. As head of RAF Fighter Command, Dowding faces an impossible problem. Germany can build bombers faster than Britain can replace cities. London burns. Coventry disappears in a single night. Civilian casualties climb into the tens of thousands. Morale frays. So what does victory even look like? Dowding's answer is not more planes. It is information. 4 years before the war, he quietly champions a radical idea. Link coastal radar stations, ground observers, command centers, radio networks, and fighter squadrons into a single living organism. Not just radar, but control. Detection, filtering, decision, interception. Most commanders see radar as a warning bell. Dowding sees it as a weapon. Now, as German bombers cross the channel under cover of darkness, he is about to prove it. The raid begins after sunset. German crews climb to 12,000 feet, engines droning steadily, confident. No searchlights yet. No fighters. Just black sky and dead reckoning. They believe British defenses are blind now. They are wrong. At 80 miles out, the first blips appear on a cathode ray screen at a chain-home radar station. The operator does not shout. He logs bearing, altitude, speed. The data flows inland by telephone to a filter room, where dozens of reports become one clear track. This is not chaos. This is choreography. In Bentley Priory, Fighter Command Headquarters, the raid takes shape on a massive map table. Wooden blocks slide across Britain, marking enemy formations in real time. Dowding is not shouting orders. He is watching a machine do exactly what he designed it to do. He orders the response. Night fighters scramble. Bristol Beaufighters lift into the dark, each carrying something new, airborne interception radar. Operators sit behind the pilot, eyes locked on glowing green scopes. 10 miles. 8 miles. 6. Contact bearing 035. The pilot turns. Engines roar. Sweat beads inside oxygen masks. 3 miles. 2. Searchlights snap on. Suddenly, the sky explodes in white cones of light. A Heinkel bomber freezes in brilliance, caught like an insect in amber. Anti-aircraft guns open fire. Tracers rip upward. The German crew panics. They were never supposed to be seen. The Beaufighter dives. Cannons fire. Metal tears. Fuel ignites. The bomber falls, a burning cross collapsing into the English countryside. And it keeps happening. Night after night. German crews report impossible encounters. Fighters appearing from nowhere. Searchlights locking on with unnatural precision. Bombers shot down miles from targets they were certain were unguarded. Losses climb. 5% per mission. Then 8. Then 10. At those numbers, bomber units cannot survive. German intelligence cannot explain it. Radar? Impossible, they insist. Radar cannot guide fighters at night. It is too crude. Too inaccurate. Yet British controllers are vectoring aircraft to within 1,000 yards, sometimes closer. The Luftwaffe begins calling it the night trap. There is a moment when failure seems inevitable. German countermeasures jam frequencies. Weather blots out returns. 4 hours, interceptions drop. But Dowding's system adapts. New frequencies. New procedures. Redundant observers. The machine learns. And the bombers keep falling. If you find this kind of forgotten history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of genius and sacrifice deserve to be told. And by subscribing, you help us ensure they aren't forgotten. By 1941, German air crews are exhausted. Morale cracks. Some deliberately miss targets. Others turn back early. Night raids continue, but confidence is gone. The rule is broken. What Germany does not know is that this system will not stop at Britain. Dowding's integrated air defense becomes the blueprint for modern command and control warfare. Radar-directed fighters spread across Allied forces. The US adopts it. So does the Soviet Union. The Blitz fails. Britain survives. And survival changes everything. Because a Britain that survives becomes a staging ground. A factory. An aircraft carrier for an entire continent. Without Dowding's system, there is no safe Britain. Without a safe Britain, there is no D-Day. German commanders eventually admit the truth in post-war interrogations. They never understood how Britain kept finding them. They never believed a nation could see in the dark. By the time they did, it was far too late. Hugh Dowding does not live to see universal praise. He is forced out of command in 1940, criticized by peers who never fully grasp what he built. He retires quietly. He dies in 1970, aged 87. But every modern air defense system traces its lineage back to his idea. Every radar scope. Every command center. Every interception guided by unseen hands. To this day, pilots fight using his logic. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing these forgotten stories from the archives. If you want to join us on this mission, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment with your city or state, and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that Hugh Dowding and the thousands of men and women of RAF Fighter Command do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.